and like the Danites. We thank the Most High God for this day. You know, Chief Meku brought up some very important points. Amen. About respect and honor, and I'm always a stickler for that. Y'all always know that I speak to the children, and I speak about the respect and honor that they should have for parents. You only get one set of parents in a lifetime. That's all you get. And when they're gone, you don't have them anymore. The Most High God gave rights to parents over children any day of the week. Your parents could be 90 and you 70, and guess what you are to them? There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Your mother could have had you when she was 14 years old. What they call a teenage mother, right? She only 14 years older than you. And guess what? You never have authority over her. That's the respect of parents. God does not play with that. He said, if you honor your father and your mother, it says your days will be what? Long. So why would you want to disrespect your parents and shorten your days? Because the opposite of long days is what? Short days, right? So why would you want your days to be shortened? If that's a formula for long life, wouldn't you go and, just like you go, let me get 7, 1, 9 boxing straight, and let me get someone that I'll be playing that combination every day because I know that's a hit number. Why would you want to play the opposite combination that you know is not going to get you anything at the end? You see, that's why when we talk about the Jewish man and the Jewish this and the Jewish that, you better learn something from them. They go hit that safe, that combination every day. And they get close to the Creator. Well, let's learn a little bit more about the honoring of parents. Go to the book of Sirach, Ben Sirach, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 3. And let's read a couple of verses from there.
We're in the book of Sirach, which is found in the Apocrypha, chapter 3, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Listen to me, your father, O children. Act accordingly, that you may be kept in safety.
You hear that? Listen to me. So this is a father giving instruction to a son. Listen to me, your father, O children, said that you may be kept in safety. You see, when parents give children instructions, it's always for their best, no matter what. You can have a mother that's down in the gutter. You can have a father that's down in the gutter. Most fathers and mothers is going to give you some advice to keep you in the right path. Let us go.
2. For Jehovah honors a father above his children, and he confirms a mother's right over her children.
You hear that? Father and mother are synonymous, so they're separating it. It says he honors a father over his children, and the mother has rights over them. You have to respect them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Parents are to be revered. When you're born on this earth, right, and you have no ability to think, you have no ability to change yourself, you have no ability to do any of that. She changed your stinking pamper. You doo-dooed on her sometimes. You peed on her. She blow in your mouth so that she could get the boogers out your nose, so that you don't suffocate. This is what your mother does. This is what mothers go above and beyond the call of duty. Some fathers won't even change your pamper. Be like, give him to me, give her to me, when they out of that pamper stage. That's for real. Some fathers don't even. You know what it is? You about ready to take off the pamper and then change your stinking pamper. So you gotta hold them to an esteem that's second to none. Because as we say, they were your first gods. But you came onto this earth, they introduced you to God. So who are you to disrespect them? Parents are to be revered. You're supposed to the ground that they work that they walk on, you're supposed to keep that clear for them. Let us go on, because it's going to keep talking about parents. Let's go.
3. Those who honor their father atone for sin.
You hear that? When you honor your father, it's like taking away all them sins that you got. Because there is no man that sin not. So we all got some sin. But if you honor your parents, if you honor your father and your mother, it's like taking away sin. Who wouldn't want that? That's a good Yom Kippur. Let us go.
And those who respect their mother are like those who lay up treasure.
You hear that? Respect your mother's like you put money in the bank. You saving it up. The Most High God is going to look out for you. Why? Because you think about them. You're thoughtful. Let us go.
Those who honor their father will have joy in their own children, and when they pray, they will be heard.
You worry, man, this boy don't listen. This girl don't listen. You didn't listen.
Amen.
So what you expect to get?
Amen.
You reap what you sow. Call it what you want to put it. You put the negative energy out there, negative energy comes back to you. They call it what they want to call it, but we know what it is. If you dishonor your parents, when you get old and you have children, expect them to dishonor you. Because God pays you back to your face. It says because judgment does not come speedily. It don't come immediately. You think you got away, but it comes back in the form of your children. Just like when you raised up to your father and you thought that you could beat him. I don't care if your daddy wasn't dead. You don't have no rights to raise up against him because he has given you something that you can never give to him. She has given you something that you can never give or return back to her, which is your life. So that's why God is so serious about the honoring of parents. You bow your heads. I don't care if you're 7 feet tall. You look like Shaquille O'Neal and your mother's only 5'1". You better sit down and let her talk down to you. Let us go.
6. Those who respect their father will have long life, and those who honor their mother obey Yahweh.
Obey Yahweh. That's God's law. That's self-explanatory. That's Exodus chapter 20. Let us go.
They will serve their parents as their masters. Honor your father by word and deed, that his blessing may come upon you. For a father's blessing strengthens the house of his children.
Listen, but you serve your parents like they are your masters. When I lived at home with my mother and it was just me and my brother living there, we had to get the living room clean. We had to clean the kitchen. We had to clean bathrooms. We had to clean bedrooms. We had to do all of that. Respect. Honor. You feel you're going to sit in your parents' house and you're going to do what you want to do. You just want to live. You want to scratch yourself. You know what I'm saying? You want to have cups and all types of stuff. You eating all that food, but you don't want to do anything. You don't want to take out a garbage. You don't want to clean a table. You don't want to wash a dish. What is your purpose in life? That's why the book say, if you have a son that's a glutton, stubborn and rebellious, so bring him out to the gates of the city. So that the people could show you what you really got in your hand. The judges could show you what you really got in your hand. But we protect brats. We protect them. We keep them in the cupboards because we don't want everybody to see that brat. But eventually that dirt piles up and people begin to see that dirt underneath the rug. It says something's wrong there. Let's peek underneath that rug and see what's going on there.
Amen.
We protect brats. When they supposed to get their head bust.
The white meat.
To the white meat.
Amen.
Supposed to get their head bust. You don't protect brats. Perhaps it may save their lives. Let us go.
But a mother's curse uproots their foundation.
You hear a mother's curse? You don't want to leave your mother. Have you known people that left their mother's and father's house without a blessing? And look at their lives now.
Amen. Talk about that.
You leave your house, you leave your mother's house with a kicking and a stomping, pregnant, and without a blessing. How you think your life going to turn out?
Amen.
How you think your life is going to turn out? You leave your father and your mother's house with no respect. How you think your life is going to turn out? You didn't have the blessings of heaven. That blessing come from God. The blessing they give you come from God.
Amen.
But you left stomping and kicking and think you're going to come back and think, hey, everything is good. God doesn't deal with it that way. You have to humble yourself. Kendrick said it, sit down and be humble. He put another word in between there. And some of them need to be called that. Sit down and be humble. Let's go.
10. Do not glorify yourself by dishonoring your father, for your father's dishonor is no glory to you.
What glory do you get in dishonoring your father? Yeah, I told that so and so about himself. I told that so and so about himself. Yeah, he tried to raise up on me, and I told him what? So you glory in your strength because now you getting older and you coming into your strength, right? So you feel like you could raise up on your father. But this is why I said earlier, that's why Marvin Gaye's father put him down. Because he had no rights of putting his hands on his father. I don't care what his father was into. He had no rights of putting his hands on his father. And he waited for the police. He sat on the porch and he waited for them. And they tried to lock him up. Oh, this is Marvin Gaye. The law said, nah. He put his hand on his father. Amen. You get no honor for that. You get honor for respecting them, walking in the right path, doing what they tell you to do. That's where you get the honor from. Let us go.
11. The glory of one's father is his own glory, and it is a disgrace for children not to respect their mother.
You hear that? You get glory, you get honor by how you honor your parents. It's a disgrace when you dishonor them. You want that stuff on you? Do you really want that on you? Respect your parents, love them. You only get a set in a year, in a lifetime. That's all you get. That's what the song said, right? I'll always love my mama, right? So I always love her. You only get one of those in a lifetime. And now you got people that lose their mothers early. They didn't get a chance to get that love and that affection. You get people that lose their fathers early. They didn't get a chance to get that love and that affection. And you got your mother for 50-something years of your life and you treated her like dirt all your life. But then you expect the 5 children that you got to expect to respect you and to have love and respect for you. And you're going to end up in a nursing home by yourself with nobody coming to visit you. All your children going to move away from you because that's how you treated your own mother and your own father. I went to see my uncle. My uncle is 70 years old or 71. But Alzheimer's got to him. So he don't remember me. He don't remember me at all. But the love and respect I got for him is like, what's up, Unc? You know, try to play around with him the same way we used to play around. But that's still Unc. It's still that love and respect. He's a shell of himself or what he used to be. But that love and respect and honor is still there. I couldn't go to Panama. I wanted to call myself not going to see him because I said, man, it's a shell. You know, you play that game when, you know, when you get locked up and your boys be like, yo, I ain't want to come see you while you was locked up, man. You know, I ain't with that. And that's just game that people be running. I was running that to myself. I don't want to see my uncle like that. Man, that ain't my uncle. And then I was like, you fool. Go see Unc, man. I have to go there, shake his hand, hug him. You know what I mean? Nah, your boy. Not Thomas. Your boy. Yeah, him. So the Alzheimer's is set in, but I still had to give him that love and respect. So even when Alzheimer's set in, right, and it's going to talk about sickness. Go into that. Go into
12.
Right.
My child, help your father in his old age, and do not grieve him as long as he
You hear that? Help him in his old age and do not grieve him. You got your parents sitting down waiting for you to see what time you're going to come home. They can't go to sleep. You know they can't go to sleep. You don't even have the courtesy of giving them a call. Mom, Pops, yeah, I'm over by Donovan's house, man. Don't worry about it. We over here. We just having a few ones. I'm gonna spend the night here because, you know, I don't want to drink and drive. Yeah, I'm easy now. That's respect. The things that you know worry them are the things that you're supposed to cut from them worrying about. So if you know that they like for you to report in, why wouldn't you just call and say, hey, Mom, everything is good. Pops, everything is good. You know, I'll talk to you. I'm over at so-and-so and so. I'll be home at such and such time. That's it. You know the love of parents. I seen that. You see that shooting? America's going crazy. See that shooting? Every other week there's something going on. Right? Borderline, at the borderline ball, whatever you call it. Right? There was 12 people that got massacred. Right? And there's always, when it's the other people, there's always mental issues. You got mental problems and there's something going on. Mentally, right? But mentally don't have nothing to do with you. There's a lot of mental people that don't go around killing people. But it also has to do with the laws that you have on the book. How can one person, why does one person need 100 assault rifles? Explain that to me. Why does one person need 100 guns? What do you want? Who are you warring against? But you got children that were in a bar that weren't supposed to be in a bar. 18-year-olds. What are you doing in a bar? You're away at college. It doesn't mean that that's where you're supposed to. So those are the type of worries that you bring to your parents. You had one mother that said, my son got away from the Nevada shooting last year. He escaped that to come and die here. That's some Final Destination stuff. You ever seen that movie? That's some Final Destination stuff. Took him out. May the Most High God bless the hearts of those families. We not racist, and we don't rejoice at people's death. God don't teach us that way. I'm not jumping up and down because I see the complexion of their skin and I say, oh, is that? I don't do that. My teachers didn't teach me that way. I don't rejoice at that. I don't rejoice that somebody went into a synagogue and massacred elders, helpless people. I don't rejoice at that. What I tell us is we need, and one thing I do agree with the president on is this. He said y'all need to be aware and be preparing your places of worship. And I agree with that. He said it. I agree with that. So if you got officers of the law in your places, make sure everybody, and if you are allowed to do it, make sure that everybody is right. Because you don't want to be a statistic. And God didn't teach us to be a docile people. To just wait for it to happen to even the Maccabee said, all right, if we sit here on the Shabbat and we allow them to attack us and kill us on the Shabbat because they know we won't fight on the Shabbat, then what use is that to us? Then we all will be extinct. He said we got to make a pact amongst each other that if they come on the Shabbat day, that we're going to defend ourselves and we're going to wipe everything out that comes before us. That's the God that we serve. It says, get knowledge, get wisdom, and above all that get, and get what? That's what we're talking about. We are people of understanding. So you don't wait for the harm to come to you. We got places of worship. Beit Shalom. They don't know no difference. They start sending pipe bombs out to people. Beit Hapsabah. We got all these places of worship. They just send a pipe bomb out and we open up a package and boom, it blows up. They don't care. Oh, we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. That's the way they look at it. We have to be aware and we have to be on top of it. God gave us wisdom. Let's use it. Read on.
13.
Uh-huh.
Even if his mind fails,
you hear that?
Be patient with him, because you have all your faculties. Do not despise him.
Even if he gets Alzheimer's. Be patient with him. Love him. Care for him. Because when you didn't have it all together, when you was and kicking and pooping and farting and doing all that stuff, spitting up, you wouldn't burp and she patting your back and trying to get that burp out, and let's get a second one out there. Let's get a second one. When you full of gas. You notice I'm hitting all these references because I got a newborn that just like fresh in my mind again. The things that we don't even remember. We don't even remember that our parents did this for us. Circumcision on the 8th day. All this. Your parents had to go through all that. Let us go.
14. For kindness to a father will not be forgotten, and will be credit to you against your sins.
Against your sins. Once again, it takes away sin. Let us go.
In the day of your distress, it will not be remembered in your favor. Like frost in fair weather, your sins will melt away. Your sins will. It's like when, like early morning, when you see that frost on top of the tender grass, right? And that first morning sun hits it and it melts away. That's how your sins are going to melt away. When you do that which is right and good before your parents. Let us go. 16. Whosoever forsakes a father is like a blasphemer, and whosoever angers a mother is cursed by Yahweh. You cursed of Yahweh. You should be cursed. Respect your parents. Honor them. Revere them. With respect comes fear. You should fear them. Let's go. 17. My child, perform your task with humility, then you will be loved by those whom God accepts. You hear that? Perform your task with humility, and then you will be loved by who? Those whom God accepts. Whom God accepts. Be humble. Ain't all about you. Let us go. Go to the next line. The greater you are. What? The greater you are. The greater you are. Go ahead. The more you must humble yourself. The more you must humble yourself. So will you find favor in the sight of Yahweh. Some Israelites are in the Me Too movement. And I ain't talking about the woman, and I respect that issue because women should not be violated. But this is what I'm talking about. Me, me, me. I. It's not about that. It's always God's first. Amen. It's always Yah first. Amen. That's the way that I was taught. It was never about a man. It was never about a man. It was always about Yah. Am I right or wrong? Amen. It was always about Yah. Yah is first. And only. And only. Amen. You get Christians that get up there, they accept the reward. They come down. They got their award. I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior. They put their God first. How is it that us as Israelites, we want to put us first? We want to put man first. We got to put Yah first. We got to come back to that. That's part of being humble. That's part of being humble. Let us go. We're going to finish it out real quick. Let's go. For great is the might of Yahweh, but the humble he will be glorified. You hear that? This great is the might of Yahweh, but the humble will be glorified. So you're looking for glory, but when you're humble, it's when people exalt you. Amen. That's what people look at. That's why people love Moreh Mishael. Because he was humble. That's why the outpouring of respect and all these people send videos to talk about the greatness of the man. You know why? Because he was humble. Understood God came first. That's what he understood. And he understood his job. That's why everybody loved him. He said something, Moreh said something in his video, and he spoke about narcissism. And when you are a narcissist, what the Most High God won't deal with. Because a narcissist only speaks about themselves. They don't speak about Yah. They don't care. They might speak about Yah, but it's always coming back to themselves. That's why I'm talking about the Me Too movement. We have to put Yah first, people. And in that, once we put Yah first, then we will begin to receive our blessings. Hallelujah.